I hope you're ready. This is going to be exciting.
And the Geico restarts up we go. Green flag is out and we're underway.
Just a few laps into this. Oh, the 37's getting loose. Oh, and he saves it. Oh, they're going 3 wide.
We've got a 5-way fight for the win of this race coming to 4 laps to go. He's gonna win it here in spectacular fashion.
The wait is over. It all comes down to this. For one final time this summer series, the Grand National Series rolls on to the wide, worn-out pavement on Auto Club, where the speed is one thing, but surviving the final race is all that matters. Championship leader Judson Curtis has controlled this battle for much of the season and enters today with the advantage. But Charles Abert isn't here to settle for second. He knows if it breaks his way, this title fight can flip before the checker flag falls. 80 laps, one last chance, one championship on the line. This is the INvets Grand National Series, and I'm here broadcasting this for you guys tonight. Welcome everybody to GLR's final race of the summer series. It's going to be a great one. We're here at no other than Auto Club, looking at the track map, one of those great old tracks that no longer exists in real life, but thanks to those at iRacing that keep this track alive for us to enjoy. Huge baking, huge speeds are going to be seen tonight, so it's all coming down to the line on this. Looking at the race analysis, for tonight. 80 laps, like I said, pit road speed's going to be 55. Tire sets at 4. 2 green white checkers if we need it. 90% fuel, so they'll be at halfway for their fuel strat. Everybody on the same setup. It's going to be a good one. Well, we got a pole award to give, and it's going to no other than Levi McCarty. Levi McCarty will round out this final season, giving it to the drivers one last time. Congratulations to Levi to this pole award presented by Jam Printing and Promotions. And let's take a look at the rest of the grid for this final race. As we see Levi McCarty roll off the field, he's going to be in pole with Dylan Simmons starting in second. Starting in third, we have Charles Abert with Alan Smith starting in fourth. Starting in fifth, we have Jamie Lipke, and then Judson Curtis will start on her outside. Jason Kirsten will start in seventh with Garrett Kinder starting in eighth. Caden Heiner will start in ninth with Dave Calvert on his outside. Jake Ham joins the field to start in 11th place with Kevin Price on his outside. And to round out the back half of the field, Claire Sisk and Brock Price will round out this field. Well, folks, as we see Levi weaving his tires, getting ready to go. Pace car lights are out. It's sure to be a great race tonight. I appreciate everybody coming up on here and watching this race one last time. It looks like we're going to go under the lights here in Auto Club here in California. The lights are going down, but the speed is about to go up. Levi McCarty waiting for the pace car to go down into pit road. It's all his into the restart zone. And we are green, presented by Extreme Scoring. The drivers round turns 1 and 2. Dylan Simmons on the high side. Charles Abert, like I said, he's one of those championship hopefuls. It has to really fall his way. He needs to win tonight if he needs a chance. But his championship rival is on his outside. Judson Curtis, our championship leader, is trying to get past Charles Abert. Judson Curtis knows all he needs to do is just finish today's race, and he'll be champion tonight. We'll see how this battle goes on for the rest of the race. Levi McCarty leads the field, but we're going to keep our eyes on this championship battle between Judson Curtis and Charles Abert. Rounding into turn 1 and 2. Charles Abert heads high. Judson Curtis heads low. The drama is heating up between those. Alan Smith ahead in the 0-0. Charles Abert fully ahead right now. Really, it's early pickings, but as we can see, the speed is picking up. These cars are up to speed, and these drivers will have to find their way around the track. Levi McCarty heads down low to try to break the toe. It's 3 wide. Alan Smith, Judson Curtis, and Charles Abert. Both championship drivers going at it. Judson Curtis stays low, but Charles Abert will be high. And it looks like Judson Curtis might be able to slide right in front and take the advantage in the championship. Yes, he will. Looking at this battle for the lead, Levi McCarty and Dylan Simmons are going at it now. Both of these drivers are one of these hot drivers in GLR, both with a lot of speed. But with that mistake by Dylan Simmons, it allows Alan Smith to now fight for that top 2 position. 4 laps in, and it's just nonstop action between all these drivers right now. Three wide out of turn 2. Dylan Simmons still on the high side, using the speed off the baking to take advantage and hold that P2 position. Alan Smith now gives up P3 to our championship leader, Judson Curtis. Judson Curtis now heads to the inside of Dylan Simmons, and our championship leader is leaving nothing to the table right now. As we incur a little stutters thanks to iRacing, Judson Curtis will fall back into the P3 position, and Dylan Simmons, he is still putting the pressure on for P1. Levi McCarty running that low line. That low line will be good for the first 10 to 15 laps, but as the laps wind down, the high line will become the preferred lane. So it'll be very interesting to see the difference between drivers who are on the high and low side for the beginning of this part of this race. But Dylan Simmons is having a huge run off the corners, running that high line, but he is not able to put any pressure on Levi McCarty to make a pass. We will see how this goes starting lap 6, and Dylan Simmons is all over the rear of Levi McCarty. Going out of turn 2, both drivers still 1-2. We're single file through the top 5 positions. Judson Curtis holding the championship lead right now, but he's trying to go for that race win to cap off a great season it's been for him. As they go side by side, almost some contact between both him and Dylan Simmons. And we're just heating up here, folks. It's getting real rowdy now out there. No, Simmons still running that high side. Levi McCarty now using that high line to his advantage to keep Dylan Simmons behind. Judson Curtis, he's coming close to Dylan Simmons. As you see, Dylan Simmons just getting on the rear of Levi McCarty, still not making that pass. But we'll see as this battle continues on. Let's look at the back of the field. We have a 2-way battle between Caden Heiner and Claire Sis. Claire Sis now trying to get in in line, thought she had the space, but decided it's not there. So she'll fall back while Kaden Heiner tows Dave Calvert up to looking at J Cam. He's running that high line. But let's go back to the battle up front. Judson Curtis and Levi McCarty, or no, Dylan Simmons, are now fighting for P2. Dylan Simmons starting to back off as Judson Curtis, our championship leader, he's just going all out for it. And that's Jamie Lipke now in the background, moving up into P4. Let's get a good view now of this run that Dylan Simmons has. He started out up in P2. I don't know if that high line is starting to chew up his tires, while the drivers who are running low, like Judson Curtis right now, are getting a little bit more tire life out of them, with Dylan Simmons with a huge run off the corner. Oh, and a bump by Judson Curtis at the end sends, by Dylan Simmons to Judson Curtis, which sends him low. Luckily, that's where Judson was going to go, but Dylan Simmons knows that that's the championship leader. Don't want to get into too much with the leader of the championship, with it being the final race. And it looks like both drivers are now keeping their distance as Levi McCarty starts to pull out into.
Oh, you're good, man. I have that bad habit of checking up early here. I'm trying to save some tire.
As we have some in-car
I thought I was
radio
gonna get to you sooner down the back.
from the drivers.
Yeah, I ain't tripping on it, man.
And looking at it, let's take a look at Dylan Simmons right now as he's battling for that position. Stone cold face by Dylan Simmons right now. He's holding off Jamie Lipke. We'll check in on him later, see what is happening, but he's starting to fall back just a little bit. And Jamie Lipke now starting to pick up the toe off Dylan Simmons. Alan Smith also joining in this battle right here. So Alan Smith, he started out in 4th position, but he's holding strong in this top 5 right now. Has a little run on Jamie Lipke. Trying to find that space, Alan Smith. It's just nowhere to be found as the speed that these drivers have through the straights. It's going to be hard to find the pass. We're really going to have to work and wait for the tire wear to really show its ugly head. Garrett Kinder now making that move. A little contact in the back. I can't really tell who that is, but Garrett Kinder now making the pass on Alan Smith. And he's moved up into the top 5 now. Garrett Kinder is starting to show his speed around here. Started out in 8th. He's now up to P5, making his run on Jamie Lipke right now. Wonder if he's going to throw it in there in the turn 1 and 2. We'll see it from here. Looks like he's a little too far out, but Garrett Kinder is starting to pick up his speed. And the battle still continues on between Garrett Kinder and Jamie Lipke as they've pulled off away from Alan Smith. Jason Kristen and Charles Abert now trying to get past Alan Smith right here. Alan Smith with a great start in the beginning, starting to fall off just a little bit. That tire wear might be showing now for some of these drivers. Little bump by Alan Smith to Charles Abert. These drivers look like they're going to go single file into turn 1. And it looks like we have a battle for the lead. Our championship leader, Judson Curtis. Like I said, he has the championship on lock as long as he finishes. But he has no care right now. He wants to get that win. Levi McCarty is going to be a tough nut to pass. Levi McCarty's not someone who will willingly give up a lead without a fight. And Judson Curtis knows that. But he's running off of that Bluebell ice cream right now in that Chevy. But he's getting a lot of pressure right now from Dylan Simmons. Dylan Simmons starting to make a new charge now up to the front. He was falling back, but it looks like he's going to start making a new charge now. Maybe the transition is starting to go in the favor of drivers on the high side. Look at that move by Dylan Simmons. Dylan Simmons with a huge run off the backstretch, and he's up into P2 now. We see Judson Curtis now rolling down low. Ooh, he's fine. Running up high will be a little contact, but it looks like they'll be good. I know Levi McCarty is looking at his rearview mirror. As long as he tries to keep that toe broken, he could keep the lead. We now separated out into two different groups. One led by Levi McCarty and the other led by Jamie Lipke. Running down the backstretch now. The driver is really trying to find that speed. Judson Curtis has now entered into this top three conversation. Judson Curtis going down low once again. That low line has been working from him all race. About to be on lap 17. Now Garrett Kinder, he's trying to get past our championship leader of Judson Curtis. Judson Curtis goes down low, looking at it from his POV. Clear space ahead, but he knows that Judson Curtis is on his outside. That high line is starting to work for some drivers. Maybe Judson Curtis needs to move up if he wants to stay up in this top three conversation. Judson Curtis putting the pressure on now. Down low as Garrett Kinder also putting pressure on Dylan Simmons. It's a battle for this P2 position, which is better for Levi McCarty as he starts to pull away. He won't pull away just too much as this draft will bring him back in. But now we have a new person in the top three, and that's going to be Garrett Kinder. Looking at the back right here, we got a battle between Caden Heiner, Claire Sisk, and Brock Price. They've been battling all race. Caden Heiner has been leading this group, but Claire Sisk is now starting to get into the groove, and it is starting to put pressure as these four continue to fight down the backstretch. Going back up front, Dylan Simmons is now starting to put some pressure on Levi McCarty. I think we might have a battle for the lead soon right here. The run now by Dylan Simmons, massive speed off corner. Will he make a move into turn one? Levi McCarty blocks high. Will he air block? Yes, he does. He air blocks Dylan Simmons through the corner. Will that allow Garrett Kinder and Judson Curtis to maybe have a run for the lead now? We have a four-way battle for the lead, including our championship leader, Judson Curtis. Levi McCarty goes down low to block, and he's back up high. Air blocking by Levi McCarty paying dividends right now, able to pull away just a little bit. We're still fighting for that P2 position. All those drivers finding their own groove, finding their own lane. And now we're side by side as we start lap 20 for these drivers. Look at the run Garrett Kinder now has on Dylan Simmons. Tries to get close to pull him back. Dylan Simmons still running that high side. Levi McCarty now starting to run that high line as well. So now Dylan Simmons dealing with that dirty air. Garrett Kinder with that clean air. Garrett Kinder looked like he wanted to slide up just a little bit. Looks like Judson Curtis will work with Garrett Kinder. Oh, Garrett Kinder is loose. Garrett Kinder in the grass. Tries to save it. The car is alive. The yellow flag did not come out as he was back up to speed just a little bit when coming up. So he's going to fall back all the way to P9. And we've already had our first instance. Levi McCarty still leading. But now he just has Dylan Simmons and Judson Curtis to worry about, as he's led all 21 laps so far. Dylan Simmons just trying to peek his nose just right there. Charles Abert putting the pressure on Jamie Lipke, but Jason Kristen now starting to put on some pressure as well. Well, we're 22 laps through this race as we're looking at Charles Abert and Jason Kristen right now. Like I said, these drivers are on 90% fuel tanks right now. No cautions, no lead changes. Levi McCarty still leading this field. In about 18 laps, these drivers will start coming down the pit road. Actually, I'd scratch that. Probably the next 15 laps, if we stay green, we might see drivers start falling into pit road. Fuel strategy is part of today's race, as there is just enough fuel to make it halfway through the race. So we will see some drivers maybe doing an undercut to possibly get an advantage. We will see. Looking at this battle between Claire and Kevin Price right now. Kevin Price just trying to find his groove on this track. It can be difficult for some drivers with this old surface, the bumps and how the car may get loose, but he's still hanging on, putting that pressure on Claire Sisk right now. He's running that middle line while Claire runs that high outside line, which will give Claire a good run off, but they're side by side through the backstretch. And it looks like this battle's not far from over, as Kevin Price is going to fall into turn 3, and he will get that position done. Kevin Price making a move on Claire Sisk, but Claire Sisk is going to do the switcheroo. It goes down low. Going into the front stretch, these drivers, it's not a battle for the lead, but these are still positions on track that these drivers are going for. Looking at this, now let's go back up to the front. There's a battle for the lead right now. Dylan Simmons trying to get ahead of Levi McCarty, but Levi just doing just ever so well to keep him behind. And honestly, he's doing exactly what he needs. If he wants to win this race, he's doing exactly what he needs to keep the lead. But Dylan Simmons is going to continue to have huge runs off the corner with the air pushing from Judson Curtis. And we have a move for the lead. Dylan Simmons goes on the inside. Judson Curtis trying to put his nose in this battle as well. Will we have a new leader? They're stacked adjacent from each other. Looks like Levi McCarty will survive this. But now Judson Curtis is now putting his nose for P2. And now Levi McCarty, he's moving his car wherever he needs to air block. And that's exactly what a leader needs to do if they want to make sure they stay in the lead. Levi McCarty, again, trying to hold off Dylan Simmons with a huge run. Dylan Simmons trying to put his nose into turn 1. Will he stay up high this time? Yes, he will. Levi McCarty, arrow blocking on the high side, trying to keep Dylan Simmons with that dirty air. And it's doing wonders for him. Let's check out this battle in the back right before we continue on. Garrett Kinder, he spun earlier about a few laps ago, but he was able to keep it on track, and he's trying to make his move back up. He's trying to get past Jake Ham right now. There's no easy task for any driver. But it looks like they're going to continue on into the front stretch. Let's go back to the lead. Dylan Simmons with a huge run. He goes out to the inside. Dylan Simmons trying for the lead. But Levi McCarty just has that extra grip on the high side to keep him up front. Looking at this high camera view, looks like Levi McCarty will just eke just ahead. And this top 3 battle, as they've been battling, they've just been pulling away from the rest of the field. About a 1.5 second gap between our top 3 and our driver, Jamie Lipke, in P4. Side by side to start lap 28. Judson Curtis and Dylan Simmons. Not a huge run for Dylan Simmons. And we are under caution. Trying to find what happened. I think Jake Ham is around. Yes, he is. Jake Ham just trying to get back around. Looks like he was spun. We'll take a replay of that. Try to figure out what happened. Jake Ham, he was fighting in a battle with Dave Calbert and Garrett Kinder. Looks like Garrett Kinder is just loose off and contact between both these drivers. Not what they wanted to see. Let's take a replay from the cockpit view. Let's go in with Dave Calvert. Yeah, just not able to keep his car off the wall and collects J Cam. And we are under caution right here. Well, I'm assuming that most drivers will go down into pit. J Cam is in pit lane, and pit lane is busy for the full field. Let's see who wins this battle off pit road. Looks like 4 tires for most drivers. And it looks like Levi McCarty will win. It's going to be the same top 3 as we were. J Cam now leaving pit road and using his fast repair. But Levi McCarty will reassume the lead. And he is still our leader after 30 laps. Well, let's do a quick recap so far. We've only had 1 caution, same leader all race, Levi McCarty. He's been in quite dominating fashion, but he's been fighting off Dylan Simmons, Judson Curtis, and at one point, Garrett Kinder for this lead. It was a 4-way battle. Now everybody with fresh tires and a full tank of fuel. I believe everybody will be good now on fuel. Like I said, lap 40 would have been the pit window, so they're a little bit shorter than what they were planning. But if another caution were to come out, I believe these drivers will be okay on fuel, as Levi McCarty will elect to take the high line for this race, or for this restart. I apologize. Jamie Lipke will start in P4. Jamie Lipke is fighting for P2 in this championship. If she were to finish ahead of Charles Abert, and Charles Abert finishes in the low, I would have to do the numbers, but if he finishes right around the end of the top 10, outside the top 10, Jamie Lipke could be promoted into P2 in this championship. Charles Abert, he's going to need a win in order to get into a potential championship win. Looking at Jamie Lipke right now, she's starting at P4 on the outside with our leader, Levi McCarty. Levi's been running an excellent race, so might be a good pairing between these two to potentially pull away and maybe be a buffer between Levi McCarty and Dylan Simmons. So good to see Jamie Lipke out here. We're going to go back green, folks. Under 50 to go here at Auto Club. Levi McCarty to lead the field into the extreme scoring restart zone. And we are green again here at Auto Club. Levi McCarty already blocking for Dylan Simmons. Already a mayhem for the front. Dylan Simmons, Judson Curtis now trying to go as drivers are trying to shuffle themselves. We are single file all the way through the top 4. And now the top 5 and back are side by side. As Charles Abert trying to find a way to the front, potentially have a win tonight. Like I said, if he wants to win that championship, he's going to have to win this race. So it's really simple for Charles Abert. A win and it's your championship. Anything less is second place. And if you finish even lower than Jamie Lipke, could be relegated to third place. So it's really all in Charles Abert's hands right now. for this championship as it's starting to heat up now. As we're under 50 to go, it's anybody's game as Charles Aber trying to get side by side with Jamie Lipke. Jake Ham has now entered into this conversation for a potential top 5. Jake Ham is a fast driver. He will slowly creep his way up through the field. And it looks like they're going to be single file through the start finish line as the track lights are starting to come on. That beautiful California sunshine starting to give way as Jake Ham now hits the wall. And Jason Kristen will say thank you for reposition. And Brock Price as well will say thank you. But it's going to be a little bit harder to get that pass done for Brock Price. Jake Ham right there side by side. Brock Price just trying to use that low entry to slide up potentially in front of Jake Ham. Brock Price was laying in the back of the top 10 for most of this race, and now that he's been able to get fresh tires, it's go time. He's going to fall in line. And looks like Charles Abert now is going to try to make a move. Oh no, he gets onto the wall. That's going to slow him down, and that potentially may give Jake Ham an opportunity to go ahead. Yes, it does. We're Garrett Kinder now 3 wide. Oh my God. Garrett Kinder out of nowhere from the back is now putting it 3 wide. Garrett Kinder is determined to get back up into that top 3 battle. Start of lap 35. The battles are far from over. Garrett Kinder now next to Charles Aber fighting for P7. But we have a battle for the lead. Dylan Simmons trying to get past Levi McCarty again. Levi electing to go high while Dylan elects to go low. This battle has been going on all race. Looking at Dylan Simmons, just trying to see from the eyes of him, what is he really thinking? He's just cool, calm, collected right now, as always. Not really worried about what's going on behind him. He's just focused on getting ahead. So we'll see if Dylan Simmons is able to get that pass done. But it looks like everybody's settled out. This battle now between Charles Aber and Garrett Kinder has now flipped in Kinder's favor as he's made the move past Charles Aber for P7. Charles Aber still running that high line. Really does not want to give up this championship. He's our ARCA Summer Series champion, and another trophy in his cabinet would be a great ending for his Summer Series. But we have a move for the lead. Dylan Simmons side by side with Levi McCarty. Will this be Dylan Simmons' first lap led, or will Levi McCarty lead another lap this race? It looks like we're going to be close, but Levi leads lap 37. But Dylan Simmons is right there, folks. Will Judson Curtis work with Levi, or will he work with Dylan, or will he go for it for himself? 3 wide through turns 1 and 2. Judson Curtis now on the inside. It's a 3-way battle for the lead. Levi McCarty having the edge on the outside, but Dylan Simmons now still side by side. This is the closest it's been all race, folks. Going through turn 4. Levi McCarty is going to lead another lap, but Dylan Simmons and Judson Curtis, and now Jamie Lipke and Jason Kristen have entered the fray for this top 3. And really, the driver who saves their tires the best through these battles is going to wind up on top. Justin Curtis now on the inside of Dylan Simmons for P2. Levi McCarty heads down low to probably pull that toe to maybe put Judson Curtis side by side. Smart driving by Levi right now. Looking at this view, you can see all the lines that these drivers are taking to try to stay ahead in clean air. And the more Judson Curtis sits side by side, the better it is for Jamie Lipke and Judson Curtis. This battle for the lead is continuing on. Dylan Simmons just trying to find his way, has been unsuccessful all race, as Judson Curtis now is gonna go side by side again. The track lights are on, but the speed and battles on track are continuing on. And Levi McCarty still holding the lead after 40 laps here at Auto Club. And on the start of lap 40, Levi McCarty will continue on in the lead, but this battle for the lead and the battle for the top 3 is far from over between all these drivers. Looking at this battle, Garrett Kinder and Jake Cam now going at it. If you remember earlier, Garrett Kinder, right at about this area, got a nasty hit from behind and got loose, but was able to save it. Drivers side by side through the corner. Jake Cam just holding his line. Garrett Kinder, a little bit of contact through. Charles Aber and company in tow. Garrett Kinder's gonna fall back behind. But we have another battle for the lead. This battle for the lead is not going away. Dylan Simmons just trying to find that extra speed through to get past. But Judson Curtis now makes it 3 wide back the backstretch. Levi McCarty, this is where he's been able to edge out in the lead. Judson Curtis for the lead now. Judson Curtis, will he do the slide job to get in front? No, but Dylan Simmons now. It might be a new leader this lap going to the line. Will it be Simmons? Will it be McCarty? It's McCarty at the line for lap 41. No new leader, but the battle for the lead has continued to grow and grow. Something's going to happen at this time, folks. Looking at this 3-way battle for the lead side by side into turn 2, exiting out of the corner. Levi McCarty still holding the advantage. Judson Curtis now falling back behind. Maybe not a good corner for him. Contact through the corner. Dylan Simmons giving the door to Levi McCarty. Levi McCarty probably will not appreciate that. And with that, Jamie Limke getting a little loose. Levi McCarty's in the wall. It is heating up for the final race of the season here on the INvets Grand National Series. Judson Curtis and Dylan Simmons now fighting for the lead. Judson Curtis to the lead. Trying to catch my breath here, folks. It's a lot of action happening out on track. Our leader for most of this race, Levi McCarty, was doored by Dylan Simmons through the corner, which allowed Judson Curtis to get ahead of Dylan Simmons down the front stretch. Judson Curtis, our championship leader, is now in the lead with about 37 to go here at Auto Club. He will lead into lap 44, and this battle for the top 3 is far from over. Judson Curtis taking the line into turn 1, trying to air block Dylan Simmons. And if you've seen what just happened to Levi McCarty, he'll know that Dylan Simmons is not afraid to use his sheet metal to possibly make a move. Let's look at Levi McCarty now. He has a run on Dylan Simmons. Will there be a response after their incident? It looks like Levi sends it deep. We'll get ahead of Dylan Simmons and we'll take second place. Looking into the front stretch. Will Dylan Simmons get that position back? It is side by side for second place right now. Dylan Simmons pushing Levi McCarty high. That will probably be the end of the courtesy between both drivers. And now the fireworks are out. Levi McCarty will definitely make sure that he gives Dylan Simmons no room as we see Jake Ham now go low to try to get past Jason Kristen for P4. The speeds are picking up. The track lights are coming on. The temperature is going down. The night sky is starting to fill up in California, and the battles on track are getting hotter and hotter. As Judson Curtis, our championship leader, is pulling away now almost to a second. The battles behind are growing more and more. We're 2 by 2. Dooring each other through into turn 1. Dylan Simmons and Levi McCarty has been the hot battle on track all night. Will they continue to trade blows through? Levi McCarty still holding Dylan Simmons ahead. Jake Ham now trying to hold just his position. Gary Kinder is now up into P6. Goes low, a little contact between them. No love lost between any drivers right now, knowing that it's the last race of the season. Most of these drivers are not going to give up as easily, but this is the battle of the luck. Oh, they might get into the wall. Whoa. No room given between any of these drivers, and that's just the cosm of what's been going on all race. Knowing Levi McCarty, he's going to get back up to the top. And now that Garrett Kinder's ahead, he probably will work with Garrett Kinder to make his way up to the front. And if I'm Dylan Simmons, I would be watching out for Levi McCarty right now. Levi McCarty is probably pissed. Calmed and collected pissed, but he's pissed now that it's been the third time that they've made contact between each other. As we see him struggling to get out the corner, has those contacts on the wall hurt Levi McCarty, and he's in the back of the field. So now Jason Christen has now pulled up into P3, J Cam in P4, Jamie Lipke in P5, and Garrett Kinder in P6. Our other championship hopeful, Charles Aber, in all that action has been steady in P7. But like I said, he's going to need to win this race if he wants to win the championship tonight. But it's not really looking his way, as the championship leader, Judson Curtis, is holding the lead of the race right now with a 1.1 second lead. But I'm sure that will go down as the group, if they work together, can pull back up. Oh, we're 4 wide. Oh, Jamie Lipke into the wall. Garrett Kinder. And that's sure to bring out the yellow on track. Jamie Lipke around and is heading back to the pits. We're going to have to take a replay of that. I'm trying to gather my breath. But that is just incredible how that happened. Let's go to the cockpit view of Jamie Lipke. It looks like they were 4 wide, like I said, just trying to find space. And it gets clipped on her right quarter panel, and you can hear the engine just go right there. Let's take it from a different view, trying to get out there we go. That's the view we want to see. Garrett Kinder is high, and maybe Jamie Lipke just thought that there was space and there wasn't. Not able to get back because the engine expired, and that may be the end of Jamie Lipke's run in our final race here in the INvets Grand National. But woo, I am trying to catch my breath. That is some insane action on track. Well, here's the rundown if you're just joining us, folks. Levi McCarty had essentially led most of this race. Most of this race was led by one man, Levi McCarty, as most of the field is going to come down for their pit stops. All of the field will actually come down for their pit stops. Levi McCarty was leading this whole race. It was Levi McCarty's to lose. He was going low. He was going high. Air blocking here, air blocking there. Just making sure that nobody could get ahead. And then Dylan Simmons and Levi McCarty entered. And both drivers, as you see Levi McCarty slide through his box, another driver slide through their box. I think that was Jake Ham sliding through his box. Looking at it, we'll look at this battle off pit road. Jake Ham behind. It looks like it will be Dylan Simmons who won the battle off pit road. The rest of the field is going. Jamie Lipke still being towed to the pits. Unfortunate for Jamie. That's just not what we want to see for those drivers. But Dylan Simmons is now our assumed leader after those pit stops. They're good on fuel now, folks. No worries on fuel. It's just under 30 to go. It's just who can manage their tires better. But the rundown, like I said, then Levi McCarty and Dylan Simmons happened. Punching blows. It started by Dylan Simmons dooring Levi McCarty into turn 3. banging doors, and then Levi McCarty trying to get ahead, over driving into the corner to possibly get ahead, which then allowed Dylan Simmons to get under Levi McCarty, and then more contact happened, which then put Levi into the wall and slowed him down and brought him into the back. But now, Levi McCarty, he has fresh tires, guys. No, he doesn't have those worn out tires. If he had damage, that damage fixed. He has a clean car. And knowing Levi McCarty, racing with him and watching him in other leagues and other races, once you show your hand in saying that we're going to fight as tight as that, Levi McCarty will give you the same energy, folks. So I expect Levi McCarty, for somebody who was leading most of this race, find his way up to the field, find his way to Dylan Simmons, and potentially have a finale of dreams between both drivers. Oh, by the way, if you didn't watch the Foundation Series race this past Thursday, you'll understand why there's some tension between both drivers. But I digress. We're here to see a great Grand National race to close out GLR's Summer Series. Appreciate all these drivers for coming out. Appreciate everybody who's watching here on V-Speed. A great battle at Auto Club, which has turned out to be amazing for everybody. For the folks at home who are watching, I hope you're entertained as we're about to go green. And Dylan Simmons will now lead them into the extreme scoring restart zone. Start of lap 54, Dylan Simmons leading the field. Judson Curtis, our championship leader and championship hopeful in P2. Garrett Kinder, after his early runnings into the bottom of the field, after a little contact with another driver, has made his way into P3, a little loose. And who is that in P4? That is Levi McCarty. Like I said, folks, that guy will not give up his battle for a win. And I expect him to be in this top three very, 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 very soon. But he's sitting in P5. Jake Cam sitting in P4. Now there's a battle for the lead. Championship hopeful Judson Curtis, even though he has the championship locked up, he's not over for the race win in that Bluebell ice cream Chevy, running down into turn one, side by side with Dylan Simmons, looking at his cockpit view, just trying to straddle that inside line. But they're side by side. Dylan Simmons onto the outside with the speed. Garrett Kinder still holding third. Jake Cam now putting his nose possibly for P3. Levi McCarty still holding in P5. He's just biding his time. I know what he's doing. He's biding his time. He's not going to burn his tires up just this early. He's going to make sure he has enough tires for the end if we are to go green. Garrett Kinder and Jake Cam now fighting for that P4. Jake Cam making contact. Jake Cam making almost contact again. Their drivers are giving no room at all on track right now. It's anybody's game. Dylan Simmons still holding the lead as Judson Curtis now falling back into P2. Just trying to see what these drivers are going to do. Single file through the top 8. Alan Smith, Charles Aber in the back half of that line. Judson Curtis sends it out to the inside. Judson Curtis just trying to hold that bottom, hoping that he could get the run. But the high line will prevail, especially with these fresh tires. Start of lap 56, Dylan Simmons still in the lead. Garrett Kinder pushing Judson Curtis. Jake Cam almost making contact with Judson Curtis through turn one. Coming out of the exit of turn two, they're side by side. And Judson Curtis will fall in line, actually. Garrett Kinder still pushing Judson Curtis to the lead. I wonder if these are teammates working with each other. These drivers are giving no room, no love lost between this top 5. And they're side by side into turn 1. Great racing by all these folks as Garrett Kinder now is getting that run on the high line. Alan Smith hitting the wall in the background in front of Caden Heiner. Still side by side through turn 2. Dylan Simmons is continuing to lead. He's had some controversial contact, controversial battles with our other leader, Levi McCarty, who sits in P5. Looks like these drivers are starting to settle out just a little bit, saving their tires for this final battle in the end of the race if we are to go green. Jamie Lipke is now back on track 2 laps down, so she's hoping that some of these drivers have a little bit more contact and possibly she'll be able to get her laps back. And seeing in the chat, Craig asking if the series is coming back. Yes, in 2 weeks. Actually, in 3 weeks, we will resume with our fall series here at Go Locker. If you go on social media, Facebook, Google, whatnot, search up Go Locker Racing, you'll find a link to the Discord, which will guide you to sign up for those fall series. So, Craig, if you're listening, I would do that if you're interested. We have ARCA, we have Grand National, we have Cup Series. We have a whole host of different types of racing for your interest. So I hope you come by to Go Locker Racing, as we have an interesting battle now forming behind Charles Abert, Caden Heiner, trying to find a way through as we have the excitement through in the front. We'll get back to that. These drivers all as well trying to find their way through. Dylan Simmons still holding. Garrett Kinder has now promoted himself into P2. Jay Cam on the outside trying to promote himself to P3. Garrett Kinder running that low line. Justin Curtis as well running that low line. It's a move for the lead. Garrett Kinder now trying to get past Dylan Simmons. Will the high line prevail with the speed? Levi McCarty sneakily in the distance. Garrett Kinder now to the lead as he was earlier, fighting. Oh, it's going to be a little bit of contact through the start of lap 62. Who will lead? It will be Dylan Simmons again, but Garrett Kinder is on his inside. This is great racing right here, folks. 3 wide for the lead. Three wide down the backstretch. A lot of contact. These drivers just trying to find the space as we see Dylan Simmons get a little contact from Garrett Kinder. No love lost between any of these drivers right now. And now Dylan Simmons and Levi McCarty have entered the picture. Justin Curtis trying, Jake Cam trying to put his nose in. Garrett Kinder will lead lap 61 into 62. Justin Curtis, our championship leader, just trying to survive. Oh, contact between Dylan Simmons and Jake Cam. Levi McCarty now moving into P4, side by side with his rival for this race. For the past week, him and Dylan Simmons falls back in line. Jake Cam fighting for that P2 position. And these guys are just going at it with Jason Kristen in the background. Jake Ham sliding to Justin Curtis, but not enough speed off corner as we see a battle behind as well, Alan Smith and Charles Abert. Look at that right here. As those guys battle up front, Alan Smith and Caden Heiner are battling for position as well. So battles all over the track right now, folks. But let's get back to the front. Justin Curtis is now trying to get ahead. Levi McCarty has now promoted himself into P4. Oh, contact! Justin Curtis and Levi McCarty. Levi McCarty on a mission to get back up to the front. Slide job almost in front. Technically was Dylan Simmons doing a slide job into J Cam. And contact between the drivers. J Cam now off the wall. No, once again, no love lost. These drivers are really giving each other no space for the top three, the top five almost. J Cam, the loser out of that from contact between Dylan Simmons. Dylan Simmons running up real high and getting into him. I'm sure there will be conversations after the race about that move. Justin Curtis now trying to get past Levi McCarty, and the top four has broken out to about a 6/10 lead ahead of Dylan Simmons. Let's go to the back right here. Alan Smith has been able to get past Kaden Heiner for that P6 position. Good job by him. He's been fighting for that position all race. Charles Aber now fighting with Kaden Heiner. Let's go back to the front, side by side, into turn one. Justin Curtis running low. Garrett Kinder, our leader. Levi McCarty on the high line. He's going to have the exit speed compared to Justin Curtis. And it's going to be a doozy between all four drivers right now, just trying to find the space. Will Levi McCarty send it in for the lead? He does. Levi McCarty back to the lead. Garrett Kinder now trying to get on the gas to potentially fight with Levi. Into the wall, Garrett Kinder. Almost 3 wide between these drivers. Our championship leader, Garrett Kinder, is involved. 3 wide for P2 in the background as Levi McCarty assumes the lead again. Levi McCarty starting to fly away now as Garrett Kinder, who was in the lead just a few laps ago, has now relegated himself back to P4. And now Jason Kristen has moved his way up into second place. Let's go back here. Dylan Simmons, he's all on his own right now after his little incident into the wall. Alan Smith is now starting to reel him in. Will this be a battle for the final top 5 position between Alan Smith and Dylan Simmons? We'll continue to watch this, folks. Jake Camp as well. He was involved in an incident about 2 laps ago into the wall. He's fallen back into the top 10. Jamie Lipke about 2 laps down, now putting pressure on J Cam. These drivers, it's the last race. We're gonna get as much racing as we can. But we're the single file for the first 4 and the back 4 right there. Garrett Kinder now under pressure by Judson Curtis as Levi McCarty starts to pull a little distance. Oh! Dylan Simmons looks like he was in the wall right there. Now Alan Smith has an opportunity. We have contact right? Jason Kristen and Garrett Kinder. Jason Kristen and Garrett Kinder, that will be a caution on track. Oh no. Was this another situation? Oh, there's this almost running into them. Was this another instance of space running out where there isn't? We'll take a replay of that. Looking at it from Jason Kristen's point of view, this is the view right here. Did it run out of space? Jason Kristen, yeah, they were close together, and Jason Kristen just moved up a little bit slightly, might be net code. But Garrett Kinder and Jason Kristen just getting into a little contact between each other. Let's look at it from the cockpit view of Garrett Kinder. Whew. Trying to catch my breath. These drivers were fighting real hard. So Garrett Kinder goes low, sees the opening on the high side, and Garrett Kinder just clips. So it's really on Garrett Kinder right there. Not what they want, not what Garrett Kinder probably didn't mean to, but the move and the car getting a little loose just clips Jason Kristen, who was just an innocent bystander in that situation. But I know what Garrett was trying to do, and I would have done the same thing. You have the run, you have the speed, you want to go for that P2 position. So I understand what Garrett was trying to do. The car just wouldn't really work with him right there. So his equipment kind of let him down. But we will re-rack the field once again. Jason Kristen, I think his engine expired as we see the full field of lead lap cars. Levi McCarty, make sure he didn't slide into his pit box this time. He has the lead, so we'll see what this race off pit road. We're going to be under 10 to go. Judson Curtis, his engine stayed alive, but unfortunately for Jason Kristen, his engine did not survive. And it looks like Levi McCarty, whoa, no. Judson Curtis will take the lead again. So, let's figure this out. Looking at those pit times, I think some drivers might have taken 2 tires. Looking through this, looking at the box, Brock Price. I think Brock Price took 2 tires. So 2-tire strap for Brock Price. He's been in the back of the field for most of this race. He's been working slowly, trying to get up to the front. And we're under 10 to go. 2 tires usually can be an opportunity for some drivers to get ahead and potentially put themselves in a winning position. He took 2 tires. Anybody else take 2 tires? No, the rest of the field looks like the rest of the field took 4 tires. So Brock Price is on the alternate strategy compared to other drivers. And it looks like Judson Curtis will elect to take the high side for this restart. Woo! So, race recap. 3 cautions. Most of the cautions are drivers either running out of space or car getting a little loose and taking out another driver. Well, we've had 4 lead changes. Levi McCarty is one of them. Dylan Simmons is one of them. Judson Curtis is one. And Garrett Kinder, who's now a lap down, is the other. As Jamie Lipke and was the lucky dog on that, so she'll get her lap back and now is only 1 lap down. We're gonna be under 8 to go. This race is far from over. It's not a sure thing. There could be another caution. We don't know, as most drivers do not have another tire set available. So we will see. Into the extreme scoring restart zone will be Judson Curtis leading the field. And we are green here as Levi McCarty gets a huge jump. And Judson Curtis wasn't able to get his tires fired up quicker. So Levi McCarty assumes the lead. And we have a 4-way battle for P2. Brock Price on that alternate strategy, taking 2 tires. He's going to try to get ahead of Alan Smith for that final podium position. Dylan Simmons has now entered again into this battle for that P3 position. Wonder if any drivers will work with Dylan Simmons now after his little incidents with other drivers. I'm sure some will in efforts to gain. Oh, we have contact behind, and the caution is out. Dave Calvert. Like I said, this race is far from over. I knew another caution would probably come out. Let's take a replay of this one. He was side by side with Claire Sisk going into turns 3 and 4. Side by side with Claire Sisk running down the front stretch. Is this another case of coming together? Yes, it is. And that's another engine gone for a driver, Dave Calvert, with his engine expiring with that hard contact into the wall. Let's take it. Yeah, just hard contact right into there for Dave Calvert. Let's go to the cockpit view of Claire Sisk. Yeah, just running out of space between each other, and that causes Dave Calvert to hit the wall, and there goes his engine. So Dave Calvert maybe will be able to get on track, but that's the end of his race for a top 5 position. And Claire Sisk is now pulled into the pits as well after that incident. Jamie Lipke will be the lucky dog, and she will get her lap back. So like I said, Jamie Lipke wanted 2 more cautions, and she got it. So she will be now in contention for a potential top 10 finish, maybe even better in the top 5. I don't see anybody in the pits except for J Cam. J Cam probably getting some repair done as well. I wonder if he has any tires left. Looks like he's just getting his repair done. His car lights are still on. Levi McCarty in the lead. As we hear Jamie Lipke round out the front stretch back on the lead lap, she will assume that P9 position for the start. Well, it has been a hectic end to this race. As the laps were winding down, the pressure and the spacing between drivers grew smaller and smaller. And now that we are going to be, after the pace car passes the start finish line, we will restart with 3 to go. It will be a natural green white checkered. It is not part of our 2 green white checkers available, but 3 laps to go. We will see what will happen on track. Levi McCarty elects for the low line. Judson Curtis, our championship hopeful, as long as the result stands, he will be our champion. He's sitting in P2. I think Alan Smith, yes, Alan Smith is sitting in P3. Dylan Simmons is at P4. Now, if you've been watching our race, Dylan Simmons and Levi McCarty have not been really getting along as the laps have been winding down. A lot of contact, a lot of drama between the 2 drivers. It's gonna be fireworks now. The pace car lights are off. The night sky in California is shining with the red in the background. Buckle your seatbelts, folks, because it's gonna get hectic. As Levi McCarty will lead the field into the extreme scoring restart zone for potentially the final time for our summer series here in Goat Locker. Who will be our final winner and our final champion for the summer series? Levi McCarty leading the field. The pace car says goodbye and into the pit lane for one more time. We are green. Arrow contact. No, Justin Curtis and Alan Smith. That has to be a caution. Will that be a caution for? Looks like a caution will not happen. So we're going to be 2 to go. That was our championship leader. As long as he finishes this race, he still will be good. 2 to go. Levi McCarty with a huge lead. Dylan Simmons fighting for that P2 position. Brock Price, Caden Heiner, 3 wide. For the final podium position, Charles Aber, he needs to win this race if he wants the championship lead. Caden Heiner now on the inside of Brock Price, as Kevin Price now goes onto the inside of Kevin Price. Going into the backstretch. Looks like Caden Heiner will fall in line with Brock Price now sitting in that final position for the podium. 1 lap to go. Levi McCarty leading the field. And we're going to take with 1 lap to go, presented by Glove Station. Levi McCarty leading this final part of the race. The last lap of our Go Locker Summer Series. The last lap for all these drivers until we start in the fall in about a few weeks. Levi McCarty leading the field. It's a battle for that P2 position. Levi McCarty holding almost a second lead. Well, we'll see. Dylan Simmons goes high. Brock Price goes into the middle. Oh, contact! Brock Price is loose. Gets in front of Charles Aber, slows him down. That might be it, but Levi McCarty with the final turn will win here at Auto Club. Woo! Now that is the way to end a season. Unfortunate for Judson Curtis. We're going to look at the standings to confirm our race winner, Levi McCarty. But our championship winner, even though he was collected in that final restart, will go to no other than Judson Curtis for our summer series here at the INvets Grand National Series. So congratulations to him for an incredible season. We'll hear from him shortly with our interviews, and we will take a quick break. I'll try to catch my breath. But what, Judson, go back. No, Judson, don't go into the pit lane. Go out there, celebrate your championship. You deserve that. But let's take a break. After that incredible race, and I will be back with you guys shortly.
Superior quality, ultimate protection, and the highest level of craftsmanship. We make our gloves for the hard worker that wakes up every morning and gives 110%. You deserve the highest quality protective gear that's going to work for you day in, day out. We know it can be tough deciding what companies to trust for your hard-earned money. It's all in our name. We've mastered our craft to help you master yours. We make our gloves rugged, durable, and designed for you. Whatever the job is, we have you covered. We are your glove station.
A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. INvets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. INvets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about INvets, visit us at invets.org today.
Well, I've gotten my mojo back. Took a little sip of my Pepsi, and I couldn't have asked for a better way to end our summer series here at the INvets Grand National Series. Let's throw out the results for everybody. That is the back half of the field, so we'll start with that. Brandon Wallace looks like he joined late, so he'll finish in 15th. Dave Calvert, after his accident, will finish in 14th. Claire Sisk as well will finish in 13th. Jason Kristen after his accident will finish in P12, and Garrett Kinder will finish down a lap. For our top 10, Judson Curtis, our championship winner, will finish in P10. Jay Cam will finish in P9. Alan Smith will finish in P8. Jamie Lepke in P7. Kevin Price in P6. Congratulations to him on a great finish for his season. Charles Aber comes up short, finishing in P5. Brock Price will finish in P4. Caden Heiner will finish at P3. We'll hear from the youngster on his first podium of the season. Dylan Simmons, we'll hear from him after his race. And Levi McCarty, after his adversity, will round out our winning result. Well, we're waiting for our drivers to get into the waiting room. Just waiting for a few to come in. All right, looks like most of these drivers are getting in. Looks like they're in now. So we're going to bring up our winner for tonight, Levi McCarty, into the booth. Levi McCarty, do you got a copy? Well, Levi, I really don't have that many words for you other than that was a wild finish right there. You know, take us through what happened and just what a great way to end the season.
I hope you're ready.
Well, Levi, well, you said that you wanted to hone your craft for the fall series. Do you think racing like that you dealt with today accomplished that? And do you feel ready for the fall season coming up shortly?
But yeah, it was one of those races where it felt like a high leverage regular season race for sure, and happy that I was able to execute and come out on top.
Well, Levi, I'm going to have to apologize. I'm finding out that your audio wasn't going through for the beginning portion, so I apologize. It's not going to show up on broadcast. But we did hear the back half of that. You definitely said that you're, happy to be here. The racing definitely helped out for the fall series. We can't wait to see you in the fall series with here at Go Locker Racing. But with that, who do you like to thank for your first place?
Well, I blame Sky for the audio issues. But Lincoln Tech, Save 22, Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs, INvets, ATYL Media, and thanks Sam and Sky and everybody that really put in the work in the summer series. I had a ton of fun racing, and I appreciate you guys taking the time and making it happen.
Yeah, we appreciate you for showing out. Definitely good racing by you. But Levi McCarty with the win. We'll see you in a few weeks.
Thanks, guys.
Well, now he blamed Skyler for that, but it was actually my fault. But it is what it is on that. We got second place, Dylan Simmons. Dylan, that was an interesting race from our perspective in the booth. Just kind of walk us through what your thoughts are and what happened actually.
I mean, first off, we were really fast all night, and we honestly, I'd much rather be standing here than anywhere else after the last part of the race that we had. So I'm okay with bringing it in second today. But just my perspective with what happened with Levi, it was just hard racing. I got to his outside and he still came up and that was it. I don't feel like I did anything that crossed the line. It was just two of us racing hard. Um, if he's frustrated for it, I understand because in a race, I have a very different line for patience than outside of it. So um, I do think if we're going to go racing that way aggressively, as we both are notorious for, it's something that has to go both directions. You can't expect people to race you differently than the way that you're racing them. But at the end of the day, I still have a lot of respect for him. He's one of the toughest competitors out here. And that's why the battles that him and I are so intense. We might not agree on this one or the one on Thursday night, but I don't think either of us were out there trying to wreck each other. It was just both of us going all out for the win.
Yeah, hard racing indeed. And it was great to watch, a great show. And I mean, honestly, after all that has happened, a second place finish is not bad. And after the summer series you've had, you've definitely exploded onto the scene as one of the fast drivers at Go Locker Racing. We're only a few weeks away from our fall series where it'll be a lot more racing, a lot more tracks to deal with. Do you think the summer series has prepared you for what's about to come?
Yeah, it's definitely got me used to the driver styles that I should be anticipating going into it. And I definitely have a lot of competition going into the fall. So I'm really excited for that.
Well, that's great to hear. Awesome to have you for our final race of the summer series. With the second place, who do you like to thank or who do you want to shout out?
Jam Printing and Promotions, they do a lot to help us around here in the league. We got V Speed, Alexander PCs, Cruising Classics, GTR Simulators, and INvets for being the name sponsor for the series. My family, obviously, my dad, he pits crews from the broadcast, so I get texts throughout the race, and then my wife for just giving me the okay to do this in and out.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. Well, we appreciate your family for watching. Appreciate that all you've done all season. Great racing by you. I'm sure you're going to be competing for one of these championships very soon. So we'll be watching out for that. But Dylan Simmons was second place. Great to hear from you, bud.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, with that, let's bring up our third place driver. I'm very excited for this one, actually. I haven't heard from him all season, but Caden Heiner, you got a copy.
Yes, sir.
Caden, you have shown immense improvement all season long. And when it came down to the final race, you had everything lined up, fell into what you needed, and you got that podium. And I believe this is your first podium here in Go Locker Racing's Premier Series.
Yes, sir, it is.
Well, I mean, walk us through your those final laps. What did you do? What were you thinking trying to get that final podium position?
Just thinking, had to um not wreck and stay out of wrecks, just be smooth.
I honestly, that's the best answer you could have probably gave. Well, I mean, honestly, Kaden, it's great to see you in this podium position. You drove your car all the way from ninth to third place, competing with a lot of great drivers out there, especially Charles Abert, Alan Smith, Brock Price, and whatnot. So, congratulations to you for that third place. Who would you like to thank for this third place tonight?
I want to thank iRacing, MK Fire Design, Simotion, Harpoon Design, Zad Graphics, and INvets for being the main sponsor.
Well, Caden, appreciate you, young man, for being up here. Congratulations. We'll see you in the fall, hopefully soon.
Thank you. See you soon.
All right. That was Caden Heiner. And finally, let's bring in the main man for this. Judson Curtis, you got a copy.
10-4, man. How you doing?
Judson, I'm doing great. I mean, honestly, man, you, for a guy who just needs to make sure he finishes the race, you made sure to give all the viewers a heart attack out there racing for that win out there.
I was trying, man. I was trying to keep it clean, but had a bad restart there on the that last restart, and I don't know what happened there. I was a little bit slow getting to the green there, and I don't know if I stacked him up or what, but I was just trying to keep the nose clean and just finish it good tonight and let it slip away, man.
It's all good because you ended up our Summer Series champion for the INvets Grand National Series. You know, briefly just let us know what the season was like. You ran that Bluebell Ice Cream Chevy Camaro to this championship. What's probably your best moment from all this?
I would honestly say just the learning experience and the consistency of trying to put together the big picture, and the puzzles together. Just to put the whole thing together. That's what I've been trying to do. And this league here is that's a good stepping stone to get those blocks built. And I'm glad we could do it. I was a little bit worried there. So at the end of that restart and got turned around, I was kind of going into panic mode, but figured we let whatever happen and just deal with it. So I'm glad we could come away with the championship and learn a lot and take the notes down and maybe develop that into something next season for sure.
Well, you're definitely going to be the favorite walking into the fall series. With it being a few weeks away, do you feel like the summer series has prepared you for maybe a championship fight to defend in the fall?
Oh, most definitely. A lot of guys out there know what they're doing. So if you can, stay behind them for a couple laps and, take the notes down and jot them down and take it to the next track and see what you could do with it, you might be able to pick up a tenth or two running behind the faster guys here. So, this summer series has been great. I can't thank everyone enough involved with Goat Locker and getting it done for us and everyone at V Speed for broadcasting us and making us look great out there. I just can't thank y'all enough. Thank y'all.
Well, Judson, you've already started the thanks, but with this championship, congratulations to you. You definitely deserved it. Like you said, consistency was key. Definitely showed from all your results all season long. So, congratulations to you, sir. And I hope you have a pint of Bluebell ice cream ready for this championship.
Man, you already know it's ready, man. I can't thank y'all enough. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. We'll see you later. Well, Judson Curtis, our championship winner, taking it home for the summer series. Well, that was a great way to end our summer series here at Goat Locker. Fast passing, fast paced action, contact between drivers, driver beefs going left and right. We got a young kid finally getting his first podium, and we have a guy who's about to go chow down on a pint of ice cream for his championship in Judson Curtis. Well deserved for all the drivers. Thank you to all that participated through all our summer series. Congratulations to all our champions in our summer series, from MX5 to Grand National to ARCA. If you participated, we appreciate you. And as always, here at Go Locker, it's about the veterans and it's about our active duty personnel out there. This racing league is for you. So if you're interested in running in our fall series in a couple of weeks, head over to Google, look up Go Locker Racing. You'll see on the website a link to the Discord. Go through Discord, sign up, get in, meet the girls and guys here at Go Locker Racing, and have a blast. Everybody's having a blast out here. Get your competition on. But with that, my name is Sam Yosef. It has been great to be with everybody watching this race from the sidelines. We'll see what happens in a few weeks. It's going to be a fresh season, new drivers, the same old drivers, same rivalries, and new champions to crown. So we will be here in a couple of weeks here on V Speed. I appreciate everyone being out here. Once again, my name is Sam Yosef, and we will see y'all later.
I hope you're ready. This is going to be exciting.
Here we go, restart zone we go. Green flag is out and we're underway.
Just a few laps into this. Oh, the 37's getting loose. Oh, and he saves it. Oh, they're going 3 wide.
We've got a 5-way spectacular fashion.